Hello everybody, this is Sam from White Trash Motorsports. Today we're going to do a RV 440 Dodge motor differences video today. This is our 1973 Winnebago Indian. We put 500 to 1,000 miles a summer on this. We've had it for the past 15 years. Let's walk inside and check out the differences. We've already removed the doghouse. As you walk in and see, you're going to see the dual snorkel air filter. On the air filter here, it makes reference, because this is the heavy duty motor, it requires a high flow thermostat. If you run a standard thermostat in these, they will overheat. If you're going to put it in a hot rod, don't worry about it, because you're going to be changing the water pump in the heads. Let's remove this air filter. Filter out of the way. Alright, as you can see, it's got your standard thermoquad. This has a newer intake manifold on it. This is a 1972 vehicle. It has an EGR valve, so I believe the engine was replaced at one point in time. The biggest difference that's going to stand out with the RV 440 is the cylinder heads. And if you plan on putting this in a hot rod to make some power, you're going to have to upgrade the cylinder heads. These cylinder heads take the small spark plug because they have an extra water jacket in them. And they will not make power. Don't waste your time. Put it in to run, but don't expect to make more than 250 horsepower out of this motor. Cam, anything, the heads just won't support it. Okay, let's step back outside. We'll go underneath, show you a few more details like the cylinder heads. Let's slide under here. First thing you're going to notice, in an RV chassis, it uses a front sump oil pan. It's nice because the oil pumps directly down in there. So on the side here, you're going to notice the casting numbers on the RV motor. Let me see if I can get some light in here to get you to see them. This one's cast 440-6. Now there's a 443, but most of your industrial motors are going to be above the 440-1. So the biggest difference you're going to see, as you can see the cylinder head, you can see the spark plugs. This takes the small 5/8 spark plugs, the peanut plugs. And it takes a standard fuel pump. Now the water pump is different on these. So plan on changing the water pump, probably the front time, and covering the cylinder heads. Other than that, you should be good to go. Use your standard bolt pattern. Everything else is the same. This is bolted to a 727. Now the motorhome 727s, the heavy duty ones, they have the extra planetary pinion gear. So it's a little bit stouter drivetrain. It also has the rear mounted parking brake with the flanged rear output shaft. Slide around and see. I said, basically, if you're coming across these, you come across a 440, check the spark plugs. One last view from the top here. Like I said, we've ran this engine 15 years. We just changed oil and it runs. It's been a good engine. We drive this to camp and back a few times every summer, and we have for the past decade and a half. So, any questions about it? Go ahead, comment, ask. I'll do what I can to steer you in the right direction. These things are just awesome. I mean, look at this and how they did these. Since this is a Class A motorhome, basically they used a Dodge chassis and then they just made their own interior. Here's a shot of the Dodge instrument panel, custom mounted in the back from the Winnebago. Nice cable shifter here. I mean, that would probably be something to look into if you needed a remote mount shifter for something. It is cable operated. This has hydraulic brakes. Column straight out. Alright guys, thank you. Please subscribe. More stuff on the way. Sorry this video is a little rough, but we will get better. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.